Yes guys, welcome back to the Preset Biz channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at part 2 of the Tell Me Why Alok remake. So we're focusing purely on the drops today, and in the last part we did the verses and the builds, which I'll quickly show you guys now if you missed that part. Alright, so now that we're all caught up on the production, let's go and jump into the chorus. So the first element we're going to look at is the lead sound, which I'm copying from the previous part, but I'm just going to basically build on it this time. So the MIDI stays the same, but we're going to add some more presets to really thicken it up. Now I'm adding this super aggressive, loud kind of lead sound that really does that character of like a brass sound. And then finally we've got this really future ravey kind of lead. But I found this really added a lot of frequencies that were missing before. And our processing looks like this. So we're starting with the OTT just to really boost the highs. I mean, I've gone all the way over the top here, like completely boosting that. And then I've also got the kickstart on the 3-punch preset, but we're mixing things in at about 75%. We're also reintroducing the brass from the previous section again, but we've got that MIDI that we used in the start. So in the first part, before we kind of tweaked it up a bit here. But here I've decided to clone the sound and then get rid of all of the kind of mod X stuff I had going on. So, and by having it on its own channel, I'm able to process it independently. So I've got a really heavy reverb. So this is where the remake really steps up a level, because we've got the bass here, which is the really intricate part of the song. So we're going to dive into all of the elements separately now. So we're starting things off with the subtle bass, which sits underneath this like more aggressively toned bass. So the first preset I'm using is a preset called Brasileirao. So it's a really solid bass if you just kind of want something to sit under the mix, but give you a lot of low end. And so this is the MIDI just for this Brasileirao bass. We then have this really aggressive womp sound, which is a preset called Womp Me you can get in Car Music Volume 3. And this is sweeping nicely into some of the bass sounds, as you'll hear. We then have the crispy and slappy preset, which is more of like an accent bass. So if we now hear this in the mix on every odd note, you'll hear it. And then finally, this was kind of a tricky sound in the mix because it's like this FM pad / bass sound, which kind of sits in the background of the mix, but it gives you a lot of bass as well. And on its own, it sounds like this. But it's imperative for this sound that I used an FM bass because I could really hear that that was what was being used in the original. You can hear the FM harmonics. So I'll stop talking. Altogether, we have this now with the whole bass elements all put together. And I'm applying a little bit of basic glue into the sounds with the CLA. So now it's just a case of adding some nice punchy drums, and I'm going to start with a kick from Car Music Volume 2. But I still wanted to add a little bit of a top kick just to kind of get closer to the original and to emulate that really clicky kick that they're using. So I've just taken this one from Car Music Volume 2 as well and just shaved off all of the fade out, so you just get the transient. And to be honest, the claps in this song don't really stand out to me as being like really smacky slap house kind of claps. They're more just sort of discrete claps that sit kind of behind the kick a bit. And then we're introducing some hi-hats again. These are the same ones I believe we used in that drum loop in the intro. So these are just being played on top normally. And now to finish off the remake, it's just a case of recycling these impacts and reverse kind of sounds to really get close to the original. So just quickly on the drum bus, we've got some CLA processing, everything's kind of routed to a bus. And then we've got the Lindell T100 adding a lot of 170 Hertz boost, giving a lot of punch to the whole sound. So that's the entire remake done. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, be sure to smash the like button, hit subscribe so you don't miss our future videos. Drop all of your suggestions down below for what you want to see in upcoming videos. And let's go and take a listen to what we did in the last 2 videos.